guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal and I am passionate about health and wellness, and today's video is going to delve a little bit more into the wellness realm because I'm going to be taking care of this face. So the look that I have right now is very simple, and it's very perfect for if you're in school, if you're going to work, just a day-to-day like basic simple look. And every single thing that I use is stuff that you can find at the drugstore or Target, so they're pretty cheap. I'm not a beauty guru at all. Like, I don't spend a lot of money on beauty products. I just like for makeup to look nice and neat and cute when I do decide to wear it. Personally, I'm in the military, so this is a everyday type of makeup look if I want to wear makeup. So it's clean, it's simple, there's no crazy colors, I don't have on eyeshadow at all. So if you're looking for a really simple everyday look that looks pretty natural, then keep watching this video and you'll find out how. If you have not already, please like this video, subscribe if you haven't. If you'd like to check out my other videos, please visit my channel, support, follow me on Instagram at crysfix. And yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing how I did this makeup look, please keep watching and leave me some feedback below. Thanks guys, bye. Let's jump right into this makeup look. So first off, no primer is on my face at all. So I know some people are going to be like, oh my gosh, no primer. However, I did my full face prep, so it's washed, exfoliated, moisturized, primer, SPF, whatever. So first I'm going to start with my eyebrows. I'm just taking a spoolie from another NYX eyebrow product that I use sometimes, and I'm just going to brush my eyebrows out gently, and I'm going to brush them upward in order to get that good shape. And guys, I haven't had my eyebrows done in so long. The pandemic kind of like nixed that for me, and there's not really good places in Hawaii that I found to do them consistently. So I'm just using this product that I will drop below in the comment section. And it has a triangle tip, so that's cool. So it keeps it from, I guess, getting super dull on each corner. So I'm just going to do upward strokes, or upward hair-like strokes, I guess is what people usually say. So I really like to do a line across the bottom of my brow and not so much the top. I just feel like it looks a little more natural. You know, your eyebrow is usually, you want it to look cleaner on the bottom. I feel like that's what really gives it its overall shape. So I like to do that line in the bottom, and sometimes I'll close off the end of my eyebrow, but I won't necessarily do a line over the top. I'm just scared to make my eyebrows look boxy, and quite frankly, believe it or not, I did not start doing my eyebrows until end of 2020, like not filling them in, nothing. So I just always used to get my eyebrows threaded, and the shape was good for me, so I just left it as it was. And yeah, I didn't bother filling them in. So now I feel pretty comfortable. Sorry guys, I had a call that I was getting, so I had to stop recording, but I'm back. So yeah, as you can see, the eyebrow is kind of coming into its shape, and they're looking a little bit fuller. So I'm just doing the same thing on the other side, just kind of going underneath the eyebrow and giving it a little line to shape it up and make them more symmetrical. Like most people, I have uneven eyebrows, so this does help. I've grown to appreciate it. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing those hair-like strokes, and that is me closing the end of it off, just to make sure the end of the eyebrow is just clean. And I kind of have that ombre effect naturally with my eyebrows, so I do a couple extra hair-like strokes in the front of my brow just to fill out that area a little bit more, because it looks kind of odd once you fill out the rest of the brow and the front is still like sparse. So yeah, they look kind of full. They look pretty bushy, I think. But yeah, so then I'm just going to take that spoolie again and brush everything out to blend it, make sure there's no harsh lines or anything, or no color sitting in one spot. And yeah, they're coming together. I'm working on getting everything just right. My eyebrows definitely need to be trimmed. They have not been trimmed in a minute, but like I said, I mean, quarantine kind of nixed all the eyebrow appointments, so I'll take care of it at some point. Let's see, what am I going for next? we are gonna go for my e.l.f. concealer. Guys, I've heard this is like a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape, and I've never used Tarte Shape Tape, but I've seen people use it a lot on YouTube, and I personally would say, just based on the coverage that I've seen, it probably is considered a dupe. So yeah, this is good concealer. If you are looking for a dupe or just a good concealer, they have this at Target, and I like it. I'm just gonna take this little, I think this is like an eyeshadow brush or something, but it's perfect for my eyebrows. So I'm just gonna take that, dab a little of the concealer that I already placed on there, and I'm gonna kind of draw a line under my eyebrow, and this is gonna clean up any of the extra eyebrow pencil, I guess, that I have anywhere. And it also gives your eyebrows that fresh look, so when you get your eyebrows like waxed or threaded or anything, you don't have that skin that just got like freshly kind of exfoliated from whatever way you got your eyebrows taken care of. And so it gives the illusion of like a fresh, sharp brow. So yeah, what I do is just kind of sharpen that line underneath, and also just take a little bit of extra product up on the ends and then I bring it on down to my eyelid. So if I do decide to do eyeshadow, then concealer is like the perfect primer for eyeshadow. Other than that, I just blend it out so that it doesn't look crazy. And yeah, you can see the eyebrow looks sharp, it looks clean, and it's looking a little less thick, I guess, than it did a second ago. So yeah, just bring that down. It looks nice. Feeling myself, okay. I've really only been doing my eyebrows for a few months, so I'm pretty proud of my progress that I've made, considering, you know, I haven't been doing this for years. And I don't typically wear makeup often, but when I do, like I said before, I like for it to just look neat and clean. I used to do full faces of makeup a lot more often years ago, like when I was in college, going out, if I was going to a special event, but it's rare that I do like a full face on a typical day. So yeah, still just bringing this down. I'm gonna take the extra product that's on my brush. I didn't get any extra, and I'm just wiping it down, and it's kind of enough to just subtly sharpen the end of my brow, without making it look really dramatic. I don't want box brows. I don't need them to look like extra bold or anything, but to me that looks clean and neat. So yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna be using the Fit Me foundation. I have two shades. I got one when I first got to Hawaii, so I was a little bit darker. The other one I got earlier in 2020 to match like my normal shade. So what I do is mix the two as of late, just because, yeah, as you can probably see, the darker one is like way too dark. The lighter one, just when I wear it, I feel like I get kind of an orange tint. Right now I'm just using my Real Techniques brush to just buff out some of the concealer that's left over on my eyelid, so it's not sitting weird in one spot. So I'm just gonna mix these foundations on the back of my hand real quick. And I don't use a lot of foundation, guys. I really like this foundation too because it's buildable. So it's like a medium full coverage foundation, I believe. So you can build it and just add layers and, you know, adjust it to whatever coverage you want. Like you see, I only use like 2 drops of it. And I'm just going to blend these with my Real Techniques brush really quick. Tap, tap, tap. Blend, blend, blend. And then I feel like it comes out to a nice shade that's kind of like a good in-between for me. I've just been kind of lazy too, with like going to get a totally different shade, especially when I have like full bottles that I barely wear. So I'm just going to dab whatever's on the brush on my face. I'm not going to be using this brush to apply it necessarily, but I'm just going to dab that on there. And I'm going to use my beauty blender. I actually have a Real Techniques blender. I cannot find it right now. It's somewhere in here. Just used it a couple weeks ago, but I'm just going to use that to apply and blend out my foundation. And You guys probably know, but if not, then you want to use bouncing motions when you're using the beauty blenders or the beauty sponges, just to tap that product in. And I like the sponges also because they don't keep too much of the product on. Some people hate it because they soak up some of the product, but because I really like a light coverage that looks a little more natural, it's pretty perfect for me. And then you'll see in a minute, like if I need any more, then I just mix up some more and then dab it on again. So yeah, I'd like to get my ears, so my ears aren't like any different colors. And you always want to take it down to your neck to make sure everything is blended and you don't have that early 2000s line from your chin to your neck that look totally different. But I'm just taking the rest of the foundation that's on that brush, kind of buffing everything out, and then I'm going back in with the sponge. And it's honestly just kind of like a back and forth between the sponge and the brush at this point, just to make sure I have enough product on and make sure it's all like blended out evenly and really well. That's good. I want a little bit more. I kind of like a little more coverage on my cheek. As you can see, like I have a few dark marks on my cheeks. They're not too bad, but if I'm wearing foundation, for one, it's to even out my skin tone, and then two, just to kind of, lightly cover up blemishes. So sometimes my cheeks are where I need a little bit more coverage, but not a lot. So I did a little bit less foundation than I did the first time, and I'm just literally adding that on my cheeks, and I'm going to bounce it out. And you can see that coverage is not too much. You can still see, blemishes on my skin and everything, which is perfectly fine. But my overall skin tone, I think, is a little more even. I'm really trying to get more consistent in wearing makeup in general, so this is a good practice for me. And I now have my makeup sitting out on the bathroom counter so that I can be a little more motivated to wear it more often. So I'm happy with my foundation. What I like to do after the foundation, I know some people flip-flop and they do concealer first and then foundation, but I have two different shades of the same e.l.f. concealer that I used earlier. And one I had before was lighter, and I also got a darker shade recently. So what I'm going to do is just mix the two. The darker shade I think looks better overall. It looks a lot more natural. And then the lighter shade I think just brings that brightness. But the brighter shade I think is a little too bright to have alone just on a day-to-day basis. So this is the darker shade I'm applying right now. And I could just leave this how it is and it'd still be perfect. Like it still add that kind of concealing and brightening effect under my eyes. However, I just want to add a little bit of that light shade just because, I don't know, concealer under the eyes, part of the reason you even do it is so it's a little bit brighter, right? So just add a little bit of that in there, and then a little on the bridge of my nose up towards my forehead just to bring some brightness to the center of my face. And I'm going to take the end of my beauty blender. I really like that for getting into the corner by my eye. And I'm just going to bounce it again and blend all that concealer out. I love this part of the videos where everybody makes the craziest faces in order to blend stuff under their eyes. So yeah, that looks like it blended out pretty well. So I'll move on to the next eye and just bounce, bounce, bounce. You'll see me poke myself in the eye a couple of times because I really try to get as close as possible to my eye without getting in my eye, which is really tough when you have like a huge sponge like that. But yeah, the closer the better. So then I'm just gonna bounce it out over my upper lip, and for some reason there was a little bit of powder on my blender on the side, so that's why I have a bunch of powder showing up out of nowhere. It's fine though, just kind of wiped it off and kept it pushing. So yeah, I'm gonna bounce that on the bridge of my nose, and that's just to bring a little bit of brightness. I used to do the whole contour thing back in the day when I would do the full face of makeup. Now I'm not so much into it unless I was really doing like a full face for an event or to go out or something. I may do contouring then, but I don't really do it so much now. So when I do the concealer on the bridge of my nose, it's more so to just bring you know, that brightness and just help the overall color and coverage and shape of my face. So everything looks clean. You can barely tell I have concealer on. I bumped my eyebrow a little, so I'm just gonna brush that back up. I'll just touch things up a little. I think it's okay. I mean, I definitely don't like a dramatic look for a day-to-day basis, so this is pretty much perfect for my use. And then it's so hot in Hawaii, so it already sucks sweating when you have on makeup, but I just feel like it's even worse when I know I have like different colors and stuff. Okay, so I totally forgot about this brow gel that's on the other end of the eyebrow pencil that I used earlier. Like I said, the names of everything is going to be in the description. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this brow gel. This is honestly my first time really using a brow gel, but I just want to kind of set things so my eyebrows are good to go while I have my makeup on. So I just brush little light strokes, very light strokes, because since this product is like a little bit on the newer end, the brow gel is really wet. It hasn't gotten like tacky yet. So yeah, just a couple strokes. Still looks good and it'll help keep my eyebrows in place. So here is my True Complexion banana powder. I don't typically set things a whole lot, but I'm trying to get better because I want makeup to look good and I want it to last when I have it on, so it's more enjoyable to wear. What I'm going to do is, guys, I meant to grab another beauty blender, but or makeup sponge, but I didn't. So I'm just going to take a little side of this one and just tap it into the powder, and I'm going to apply that lightly underneath my eyes in order to set that foundation and pray to God that it doesn't crease. I'm just gonna tap the powder on. I'm doing really light layer. It looks like I'm putting a little more on than I even thought I was, but I probably didn't even need this much, to be honest. But just tap a little and then tap in some on my nose, because my nose does typically get oily, and then right there in my T-zone. So now I look like a little snowman. I'm gonna take my big fluffy brush, and I'm not gonna bake. I'm gonna take my fluffy brush, and this has only been sitting on it for a few seconds, which is perfect. I'm gonna dust it all off, and things should be set. And honestly, you know, I probably didn't even need to apply it like that. You can apply it that way, or you can honestly just kind of tap your fluffy brush into the setting powder and kind of dust it onto your face. So it's kind of killing two birds with one stone, because the more powder that you put on your face and the longer you let it sit, the brighter it's going to make things, and it can make things look a little ashy, I think. So yeah, maybe next time I'll just dust the brush, which is what I usually do when I set things. But yeah, I don't know how I don't see that on my forehead, but there we go. And dust it off my forehead. Under eyes are set. I'm good to go. Ugh. Liquid highlight. Oh gosh, guys. It's intimidating. No joke, it's intimidating. But I'm just going to take a little touch. I'm just going to touch it on the side of my face a couple times. I didn't actually squeeze anything, drop anything. I'm just going to touch it and take my ring finger and kind of tap it out. Guys, I look so scared. Just going to tap that out. And that's my first time using this brand. I've used liquid highlights before, but they've been more of a creamy texture. But this isn't that bad. So I think I did good in just tapping the amount that I did. It looks natural and it's not like blinding on the side of my face. So it's all good. Yeah. I'm just gonna gently, oh my God, guys, that was the biggest tap. I'm just gonna wipe some of that off. That was a lot. that would have lit up the side of my face like nobody's business. So just tap out the rest. It's okay. This stuff is kind of, it doesn't leave you a lot of room for error, honestly, because once it's on a spot, it doesn't really move that easily. It's kind of stuck. So I have to do like a little tapping and pulling method to blend it out, but it looks good. I'm satisfied. So we're gonna set my face right now. I don't buy any expensive setting spray. That's why I shrug my shoulders. This is just some e.l.f. setting spray. And I feel like setting spray is what I go for more than like a primer. Setting spray I find does keep my makeup in place really well. So I'm pleased with it. Like I said, I've never used a really expensive one. I've always kind of used e.l.f. Usually I use like the e.l.f. mattifying setting spray, but we're going to see how this works, but I think it's going to work okay. So while we wait for this to dry, I'm just going to fan away and going to use a little magic to cut you to the next clip. What I like to do, honestly, when my setting spray is almost dry, is I like to take my like makeup sponge and kind of blend everything in. And to me, because everything's wet, it kind of melts things together a little better. So that's the perfect time to, like, if I put on too much powder, and it kind of blend it into the rest of everything. And yeah, so now I'm going to move on to my eyes. This is the liquid liner that I've been using literally for years, probably since high school. There's a glob of that liquid highlight. I don't know how that got there, but I'm just going to take my brush that had the foundation on it and kind of buff that out. And anyway, the liner, I've been doing top liner and mascara literally since I was in high school, which was like 2007 through 11. So I'm just going to do a little thin line there. I don't know if chinky is like a bad word to use, but a lot of people describe my eyes as chinky. And I don't know, I like the shape of them, but I do not like to try to make them more round when I put on eyeliner. I feel like I used to try to do that and it just looks kind of silly to me. So I just try to bring the line a little bit straight out so it complements just like my regular eye shape, which is what makeup is about, I guess. It's just accentuating what you already have. So I just try to bring that line as straight out as I can from the corner of my eye and just follow the natural shape. And to me, I feel like it makes it look a lot more natural and it looks clean. Right now, you're going to watch me struggle. It's the liquid liner struggle, regardless of anybody getting the lines even and getting them perfect. It's a little annoying. I like to use a felt tip, honestly, rather than a brush. I've just been using a felt tip for so long that I don't even know if I'd be comfortable with a brush. It just seems like I'd probably have way too much product on there, but I don't know, in my opinion, the felt tip is just a little bit more forgiving. So in order to see my other eye, I just had to go off camera and do it. So bear with me. Okay, whatever. It's as good as it's gonna get, like always. I mean, you can't make those lines perfect. So I'm satisfied, and I'm gonna move on to my eyelash primer. So I used to, for years, not use eyelash primer at all. And every single day, I don't know if it's because my eyelashes are staggered. Like, my eyelashes are kind of long and they don't all sit evenly on one row. So I would have like the mascara transferring from my eyelashes to my under eye every single day. And I have the raccoon eye going on. And it was a mess. I was like wiping under my eyes all day. So I started using a primer. So I've used this primer for years and don't plan to stop. At this point, I don't even want to try to see if a mascara will stay in place. I just stay safe and use my primer first. And then I'm just going to use this, I think it's like a Maybelline, I don't know, mascara. But just pop that on. And I kind of turn the brush as I go. Did you guys see that huge glob get stuck underneath my eyelid? Oh my gosh. So I'm just going to put that on, brush. And then I like to go on the top sometimes. And yeah, looks good. I'll just mascara my other eye up. Ooh. Looks decent. Guys, don't mind my hair being like basically two different textures. Yeah, I mixed packs of hair when I did my hair, so the front is a lot more silky, but you know, it's all good, whatever. Now I'm just gonna go off camera and I'm gonna touch my edges up real quick so that they don't look all jacked up. So yeah, just give me a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, so my edges are good now. Cool, bam, boop. Hey guys, I'm back. So hopefully you enjoyed that look. Please leave any comments below on products that are like good dupes maybe for some of these drugstore brands. If you have a particular drugstore brand that you like for any of the products or any of the parts of my face that I used, please comment those below. I'd love to like hear you guys' suggestions or hear something I should maybe be using instead of what I am using. Any tips and tricks that you think will be helpful, leave them below for me or for anyone else who wants to check out my video. But yeah, thanks again guys for watching. Again, please like, share, and subscribe to this video. Follow me on Instagram. I'll put all the information below and I will list everything I use below in the description. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.